Hi, Raccoons.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Reality TV Cringe, where we serve you all the trash that's fit to eat.
Yes, baby.
And I hope you're ready to eat some trash because we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé, the last resort.
So much trash in this episode.
Now, before we get into it, we have to give you the disclaimer. Hide your wife, hide your kids. We are likely to offend you, and it's not our fault.
Nope.
So if you're sensitive, you might not want to hang out with us in a dumpster. We're raccoons. We do what raccoons do.
Hello. We are offensive as fuck.
So that's your warning.
Also, we have an Instagram at Reality TV Cringe. Go follow us there. We post lots of cool stuff there. Well, I post a lot of cool stuff up there.
Beatrice does.
Delia ain't up on there.
No.
But I send her the DMs. Also, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. We have so much bonus content there. Ad-free episodes, all that good stuff.
Yes. And we'd love to have you.
Yes.
The more, the merrier. And that's for sure. But bring some booze or some illicit drugs.
Yeah, for me.
Let's make it a real party, everybody. And also, if you are watching us on YouTube right now,
Oh my gosh.
we would love if you give us a like and a comment and definitely a subscribe. We're trying to grow the reality TV cringe community. So do your part. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into this episode of 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 3, entitled One Last Time.
What does that mean?
Do you know what that is in reference to?
Maybe Kalani and Asuelu. One last time that we try to work on our terrible marriage.
I guess that could be, but they hardly featured these two at all.
I know. There was like one scene.
Episode, and that's fine with me.
I don't need them.
I really don't care for either of those people.
Nope.
But we pick up in this episode back at that fucking hot tub slime machine where Big Ed is fighting with Kelly. We have Angela, Molly, and also Liz. And I think Big Ed calls Kelly a bitch for the second time.
The second time. And this is when Kelly's like, cool, bitch, I'm out of here.
Right.
I'm done. If you're going to keep calling me a retired NYPD cop a bitch, then we got a problem. So peace out. So
I'm
him
not
and Molly get out.
catching a case over you,
Hell
Big
no.
Ed.
I already got a case for
That's
allegedly abusing Molly's daughter that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we get to that. But yeah, so he doesn't want any trouble. He's just like, look, I'm out of here. As he and Molly are leaving the hot tub, Liz is like, can you grab me a towel? Because I want to leave too. And Kelly's like, get your man to do it.
Get your man to
Petty
do it.
Betty.
That's hella rude.
Yeah.
Low key. I mean, like Liz was trying to get the fuck out of there too before it popped off with Big Ed and Angela.
Well, guess what? She
does.
didn't get out in time.
Yeah.
Because it starts to go crazy. And I don't know. Angela looks really fucking drunk.
Oh, she is so drunk, dude.
Is Ed drunk?
Probably, yeah.
Liz doesn't seem drunk. I was watching this with my husband, who I think kind of low key likes 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah,
he recognizes everybody. He's like, "Is that Molly who had the bra store?" And I'm like, "Yes, but you remember all of that." He remembers Angela, who he calls a swamp hag. And of course, he remembers Big Ed, but he's just like, what the fuck is going on in this hot tub right now? I'm like pandemonium.
Yes, total pandemonium. My wife's the same way. She watches this stuff and she remembers all these people because she pays attention to 90 Day Fiancé. I don't know why. I mean, it's so trashy. How could you not pay attention to it?
I guess. I mean, these people are spectacles. And so Angela is drunk.
Yeah.
When she gets drunk, my husband even said she's a mean drunk.
Yes.
When she starts drinking, she starts popping off and she's yelling at Ed because Ed shouldn't have called Kelly a bitch. But at the same time, she understands Ed. And Liz is like, can I just get out of the hot tub, please?
I don't want to be here.
She actually does get out of the hot tub. Angela comments on her ass. Nice ass, baby. And she's just like, okay, I'm going to leave because I'm getting splashed.
Yeah.
And y'all are yelling and I just want to go. And this is enough to set Angela off.
Yeah, because apparently by Liz leaving and removing herself from the situation and not backing up Ed, Angela feels the need to defend Ed and defend herself because she feels like Liz is coming after Angela now. It's like,
I mean, at no time did she come after Angela. In fact, Liz is de-escalating.
Yes.
She's trying to remove herself from a very toxic situation. She can probably feel it in the vibes.
Yeah.
Things are going to go left. And because she has the audacity to get out before it does, or try to, then Angela gets really fucking mad.
Yeah, and I think the word bitch gets thrown in there somewhere. I don't know if Liz called Angela a bitch or Angela called Liz a bitch. I'm not sure. But Angela just starts going on a drunk fucking rampage.
Super irrational. It makes no sense.
No sense at all. Gets right up in Liz's face and starts yelling and screaming at her. And I was appalled
Liz is
by this.
Retreating from the hot tub place. She's trying to get back to her hotel room. Ed is following along, watching Angela essentially assault her. I mean, do we have any attorneys watching? That feels to me like if you're getting right up in my fucking face, you are assaulting me. You're in my space.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally would defend myself at that point. And I think I would have a case for self-defense.
For sure.
I would knock Mima on her ass.
Oh, 100%. And you could take the Mima.
Of course.
I mean, come on. She's all
almost
talk.
60 years old.
Yes.
And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. She's all mouth.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of person who is going to get them. I'm shocked. She hasn't gotten herself in trouble yet with the way that she talks to people.
Oh, I know. Well, she said later in the episode when she was doing her anger management therapy that she used to work at a prison. So she talks like this to the prison inmates. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Maybe she was one of those wardens, or they're not wardens, they're just correction officers. Maybe she was like an abusive correction officer.
I could see that.
Who yielded her power and terrorized the prisoners. She just seems like an awful person. She doesn't know how to dysregulate. She doesn't know how to turn it off or turn it down.
Yeah.
And again, she's literally chasing Liz, who, by the way, really didn't say anything inflammatory.
Nope.
In fact, she was talking to Liz when she was saying, I'm unhappy and sad that you cheated in the obstacle course with the Coke bottles and hula hoops. Why did you do that? You cheated me out of an experience to learn how to communicate with you. And Ed's not hearing it. And Ed is so gleefully happy.
I know.
That Angela is attacking his girlfriend.
I know. It's so weird. But when it's all happening, you see Big Ed in the background with his little banky, his little towel, looking like a little fucking tubby baby, just sitting there being like, oh, please stop fighting. And then at one point, did you notice that he went up to Angela because Angela was getting in Liz's face? Liz literally like this, trying to back away from Angela and her stank breath. And fucking Big Ed just taps Angela on the back and he's like, hey, shh.
You might want to pipe it down. And that's when security's coming. So Ed feels emboldened to step in because he knows people, producers, other folks are stepping on the scene to take care of Angela. I, again, was watching this with my husband. Of course, I paused it. I turned to him and I'm like, if that were me and there was some woman essentially accosting me, what would you do? He's like, I would be in the middle of that in a moment. Granted, my husband's 6'3".
Yes.
Ed is what, 5'0"?
He's like 4'8" or
4'11".
like that.
So my husband's a big dude. He would just get in the middle of that and he would not let any of that happen. But you would expect your husband or your significant other to protect you against a drunk, raging creep.
Yeah, abusive piece of shit. I'm sorry, but like Angela's behavior in this, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You are 60.
It's really bad.
You are a grandmother. You are a mother. Like, how can you condone yourself like this? How can you live your life like this?
I think some people are just too far gone.
Yeah.
I think the older you get, if you haven't learned how to emotionally regulate yourself, if you haven't like proactively taken part in bettering yourself, managing your responses to things, and all you can ever control is yourself, right? If you haven't done the work to attempt to do that, by the time you're Angela's age, especially if you're drinking like this, there's no hope for you. This is just who you are for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And if she engages in therapy at the last resort, which I don't think she's going to.
No.
Her and the iPad husband. I don't think she's really there to do that.
Yeah.
She's there for the check. I don't think therapy is going to be helping her anytime soon. I'm just disgusted by her. And I go back and I'm sorry, Raccoons. Because we repeat ourselves on this. But why? Even my husband, who hasn't sat down with me for a while to watch one of the 90 days, he's like, why are they putting this woman on television?
I know. Well, because she triggers a lot of people and she makes a lot of people mad. So of course TLC is going to be like, cool, let's keep funneling the cash. Let's just keep milking this cash cow for as much as we can. I know, it's really terrible. That's why Big Ed and Liz have all their fucking spinoffs and they're on every single 90 Day Fiancé franchise, even though they're not even technically part of the 90 Day Fiancé theme. They're both Americans. There's no visa involved here. It's just because Big Ed once a million years ago
with Rose.
That's
in the
it.
Philippines.
So it's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I feel like TLC is trolling us,
totally
gaslighting us,
totally.
Like, having these people on like show after show. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? But I mean, granted, it is a shit show,
and I'm watching it,
and I am watching it, and I am entertained.
Yeah,
so Kelly and Molly leave the hot tub again and they begin walking back to their hotel rooms and they kind of have a nice moment together.
Yeah.
They're laughing about Big Ed and his Aikido fucking 4th degree Aikido black belt. And he's just like, whatever, crouching tiger, hidden dragon, whatever this bullshit is.
And fucking Molly straight up says that he looks like a bowling ball or something. Yeah. She calls Big Ed a bowling ball.
And I get it. And I get it.
I mean.
And so they're laughing about this.
Yeah.
But then it kind of turns into the subject of, don't you worry, like I've got you. And if somebody's going to be coming at you, Kelly said, I'll protect you.
Yeah.
And this is where Molly turns it around and she's like, well, I actually don't feel that way about you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you're going to take care of me because you moved to Georgia and you quit your job and you sat on the couch and you acted like a bachelor. And here we go again. She's just ruining a nice moment.
Of course. And I think he says it in this scene or in his talking head. He's like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like, how do we even get from this nice little peaceful moment to this? But then in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, well, if you assaulted her daughter, though, I mean, she's probably holding a lot of anger from that. And she's just lashing out because it's the TV show. I don't know.
Right.
Allegedly.
I guess so. But they're boring. And I agree. I don't know why you're on the show.
Yep.
We cut over to Kalani and Asuelu, and they're having a weird, awkward, nice moment.
Honest conversation.
She's letting him block her side piece's phone number on her phone. And I'm like, what about Instagram?
I know.
What about all your social media?
And you didn't delete the number. It's just showing up and you're blocked and then you can unblock.
I mean, do you think Asuelu's stupid?
Yes. She does.
It was supposed to be rhetorical. She does think Asuelu's stupid.
Yeah.
And then he's like, can I kiss you? And she's like, well, you can hug me. And then he gives her a kiss on the forehead and they hug. And so it seems like Kalani is going to be trying, but I don't believe it. I think she's already falling in love with the new Z.
Oh, totally.
The new man. I think Colini, her sister, who's also at the marriage counseling retreat for some fucking reason.
I mean,
I
why?
think Colini is also encouraging her on the sideline to get with the new guy.
Yes, she totally is. She would want more than anything for Asuelu to be out of the fucking picture. She hates Asuelu. She's always hated Asuelu.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's like, come on, girl, TikTok. Why are we even here on this show right now?
Yeah.
For real.
Back at Big Ed and Liz's hotel room, they're still fighting. She's speaking very calmly.
She is.
For what a absolute shit show and catastrophe that night was. Like, I'm amazed at her ability to keep it together. She's trying to tell him, like, I didn't do anything to Angela to deserve her attacking me like that. And all he is saying is like, well, you did deserve it.
Yeah, you deserved an ass chewing.
And I'm glad that I saw it.
Dude.
Finally, somebody's sticking up for me.
I'm like, what the heck? So he's mad at Liz for not backing him up when he was obviously in the wrong. Like, he's like, no, you have to be my ride or die no matter what.
Yep.
Even if I'm a piece of shit and I'm doing things that are bad and I'm fucking up, you have to be my ride or die.
Correct.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's just a fucking pamper baby. He's just an immature cantaloupe, my friend. He's got no emotional capacity. He's happy like he's on an elementary school ground because somebody stuck up for him.
Yeah.
No matter that this person who stuck up for you is the most vile and awful person on television currently. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care at all.
And I'm like, dude, you're almost 60 years old, legit.
For real.
And this is how you're thinking. Like, well, I was bullied when I was a baby. And because I was bullied, this is the first time in my life anybody has ever stood up for me. I'm like, oh, God, spare me, old man. Cry me a fucking river.
For real. I'm like, grow the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
I was bullied a lot. I want people to stand up for me. Even though it's Angela, I'm glad that somebody backed me up. For what? For being a piece of shit to Kelly? For being drunk and calling him a bitch and then cheating at the fucking weird hula hoop games on the beach? I'm just like... What do you want?
What's happening? Please tell me that by the time I'm 57 or you're 57, we don't think like that.
Oh,
I mean,
God, I hope not.
I'm not going to need anybody to fight my battles. Mm-mm. I'm not going to need anybody to be my mouthpiece. I'm hoping I'll be able to take care of that myself.
Right.
I'm not going to need somebody to fucking tag in and take care of my shit.
Yeah. Like
I'm just going to
want
to I'm just going to want to keep it calm. I'm going to want to keep it serene. And if this relationship isn't working for me, and if I feel like my partner isn't sticking up for me, then I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to be mature enough to make a different choice for myself, but not Big Pred.
No, because he knows what he looks like. And he knows.
Do you think he does?
I think he knows.
I feel like he thinks he's hot fucking stuff.
I don't think he thinks I think
he
that's
has
a facade.
Mirror, right?
I think that's a fucking facade, man. I think he is so deeply insecure. That's why he latches on to Liz, because she's, for some reason, still attached to Big Ed.
Yes.
And like, I don't know. She's so weird to me. And I say this every fucking episode, I swear. Because there's some moments with Liz where I'm like, okay, you seem like you actually care about Big Pred. And you seem like you're emotionally attached to this dude for some reason. And then there's other moments where I'm like, okay, you're probably just here for the clout, I guess.
Goblin, yeah.
And because you may have a drinking problem. Like, I don't know.
She may have.
I think she definitely does.
Although in the hot tub, she seems sober. But my husband said the same thing. He's like, she seems like a normal person.
Yeah.
She's like a young 30-year-old whatever. And she seems like she's an average person. Why
I don't
is
know.
she with Big Ed? And she just can't get through to him. He keeps on cutting her off, talking over her, and finally she's like, I'm gonna go sleep on the fucking couch. He goes into his bedroom and he drinks a whole bottle of wine, and that's how they leave it that night. Meanwhile, somewhere else at the last resort, we have a dinner going down with Jovi and Yara. Now, Jovi is still butthurt because Yara had the audacity to bring up their problems in a group counseling session.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want these fucking losers to know about our issues. And just to bring you guys up to speed, last week, Yara shared in the group session that she has been taking birth control for a while. And you know, Jovi, he really wants a second child.
Yeah. And he was hurt by that because she brought it up in front of everybody else, and that she should have felt the need to communicate that with him together privately, away from everybody else. I think he even says, I can't remember if it's in the dinner or in their argument, where he says we don't need to be like Kalani and Asuelu and release all of our dirty laundry to everybody, which I guess I understand, but I'm like, this is the show though, Jovi. Yeah,
this is why we're here.
This is how group therapy works. Don't you know what you signed up for? But he's also a man baby. Yeah. And he is freaking out over nothing. It's just birth control. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like she got her fucking tubes tied. Right. Or got her hysterectomy and didn't tell you. Or she's fucking somebody else. It's just a pill.
But just to play devil's advocate, a discussion about reproductive health and these types of choices, this is really something you should be able to have with your significant other. Yeah. Now, maybe their relationship is so fucking toxic that she doesn't feel comfortable or safe to have that conversation with him. And that, I think, is kind of the genesis of his biggest problem. He does mention 3 things that he's pissed off about. Well, 4 things. He's pissed that she brought it up in front of the group session. So now all of these Cro-Magnon troglodytes know about their issues. And he's like, I can't believe it. I'm so much better than these people. Why are you sharing our shit? He's pissed that she wanted to get an apartment in the Czech Republic, right? And that she was making plans to do so without consulting him. He's pissed that she also wanted to relocate to Europe and wasn't even talking to him about that. And now he's pissed that, okay, now you're also on birth control and you're not telling me about this. And so he proceeds to call her controlling and manipulative. Now, for me, I get it. Yeah. I mean, I feel like his points are valid. I mean, I would never want to be married to him. No. I mean, I'm at the stripper on our anniversary. I'm at the strip club on our anniversary, and all he cares about is sex, it seems.
Yeah, and Yara, when he's bringing all of these concerns up, and I watched these seasons with them, even though they were very boring. I watched these seasons, and he's right. Like, she hid all of that shit from him, and she didn't talk to him about it, and she is very kind of elusive because I don't think she's really happy with him. I think they got pregnant, and she's like, well, shit, now I'm stuck with this dude.
She is way out of his league.
100%.
I don't know what he does. Does he work like on an oil rig or something?
I think he does.
He travels and he makes a good living, but like he's gone a lot.
Yeah.
She is way out of his league. I think he knows that fundamentally. I think she knows that fundamentally. And she's like, fuck no. I don't want to get knocked up for the second time and prolong this situation that I'm currently in. I want to move back to Europe. And I bet if she moved back to the Czech Republic she can't go to Ukraine, but if she moved back to Prague, for example, I don't think that they would stay together.
Oh, no way at all.
I think she'd take that baby and run.
Oh, totally. And that's what he's afraid of. But in this conversation, she's like totally denying everything. She's like, no, I don't do that. And she's getting mad at him and getting upset with him and says that she felt like she couldn't talk to him privately. She felt like the only way she could talk to him was through the group session. And he just doesn't get it either. Because I don't think he's a kind of person that you can really talk to about those kinds of things either, though. He drinks a lot.
Does he? So I don't know their story. Okay.
He drinks a lot. He likes to party. He's, before he met her, he was like a 30-something bachelor and wanted to be like that forever. And so it's just like, he's kind of a man-child. He's kind of immature.
Continuing to live that way while wanting to saddle her with 2 kids and to be a stay-at-home mom. Well, in the conversation, I felt like he had these valid points. And as soon as he made them, she started to cry. Mm-hmm. And as soon as she started to cry, well, now the conversation really can't continue, which I think frustrated him. And so ultimately they leave the dinner and he grabs the bottle of booze and he goes his separate way. She goes back to the hotel room later that night.
Yes.
We find that he hooked up with Angela, not hooked up like sexually. Like he found Angela at the bar or whatever, and they kind of connected and hung out all night. And at like 2 or 3 in the morning, Angela and Jovi go back to Jovi's room. Yara's trying to sleep. She's getting her beauty sleep.
Hello. She needs her sleep.
And they're just banging around, drunk as hell. Angela's got her motherfucking 1987 boombox playing, I don't know, Kid and Play. Were they a band? Whatever. Just playing whatever she's playing. So they go out on the porch. It's a resort. People are trying to sleep. And they're just partying. And they try to wake up Yara because, hello, we're in the Keys. We're not serious about therapy.
Let's party.
So let's party.
Yeah.
And apparently Yara didn't want to do that.
This pisses her off. And apparently this is the fight that we got the preview of last week.
So dumb.
Which is just such a letdown. I'm
so dumb.
They're fighting the next morning and Yara's super pissed, yelling at Jovi, and he's cowering in the corner of the bed, probably hungover as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's just like, how dare you bring another woman to my bed?
I mean, was Angela rolling around in your bed? It sounds like she was just kind of walking through the room to get to the patio so she could play her really hot beats.
I know.
Her fucking Beastie Boys.
Yeah, she was probably just stumbling around, drunk as fuck with the titty hanging out.
Trying to wake you up so you can party. I'm a Meemaw and I'm sexy.
Like, whatever. It's a 2-week fucking resort. It's not that you don't even have Mila. No. Like, you don't even have anything to worry about. But she's freaking the fuck out at Jovi. And then she starts escalating and escalating, yelling at him. And then she tells him, you're the one that has a problem and you need to go to rehab.
You are the problem.
Yeah.
As if he's the problem in their entire relationship.
Not her, of course.
And which he says, oh, but I'm the problem, just me. And she's like, yeah, you are the fucking problem. You need to go to rehab. She calls it sickening. And I think she said, you're disrespectful.
Yeah.
To which he said, you're disrespectful. How do you like it? You're disrespectful for going on birth control without telling me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So they're screaming at each other. She starts crying again. She locks herself in the bathroom. And oh my God, I'm glad I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like, be so dramalicious. Calm down.
I know. Like, just chill the fuck
Go
out.
to breakfast, have an omelet and a mimosa, and just like feel the vibes. Why does it have to be so hard?
Deep.
Really?
And then fucking Jovi goes in.
I know.
And is like, I'm sorry, babe.
Are you okay? Just leave her alone. Just like put it on pause. It's okay. She's going to be there when you stand up and go get your next drink.
Well, it's just going to be him being like, are you okay? Can we have sex now?
Yeah. Is it all right? Are you taking your pill today, though? These people.
Ridiculous.
Elsewhere on the island, we have Kalani and Kolini sitting down to have a discussion about how Kalani is such a martyr. I'm sacrificing my side piece, my good side dick, so that I can really work on my marriage.
I just felt bad for how much I hurt Asuelu for still talking to my side piece, and so I let him block him.
Kolini's like, that's probably the right thing to do since you are at a group counseling retreat.
And trying to work on your marriage.
That's what you say you want to do. Sorry about my wig, guys. I don't know how to wear wigs. It's great. It's like fucking going backwards. It's
I know.
Pretty soon it's just going to be. So is that better?
Yeah.
Do I look all right, everybody? Am I having my Anne Margaret moment?
Oh my God. What?
Thank you. And so they're having the conversation. Kalani's talking a little bit about Big Ed talking too much and how Liz is very sweet and how she's excited to be there with Molly. But pretty much I'm just bored.
Super boring. And I did see a thing on Kalani's story, by the way. The reason why she brought the kids there and Kolini is because she's a mom first and has never been away from her kids. And she's never going to travel out of state without her kids.
Okay.
So she has to bring her kids to this 2-week couples resort retreat.
She's a mama bear.
Yeah. I'm a mom first.
Bear.
I care about my kids while I'm also parading around my affair on national TV in front of my kids.
And proud of it.
Yeah.
And she even tells Kolini, like, I'm actually kind of happy that I got that hall pass and I was able to fuck somebody besides Asuelu. And now I know what's possible.
I know.
All the dicks in the world. I know it's possible. And so do I really want to stay with Asuelu?
No.
Or do I want the world to open up for me?
And my vagina.
Do I want my vagina to open up for the world? Just think of all the possibilities.
Oh my God.
I'm like, get off my show. You're not here. You're not serious.
No.
And the sad thing, I think, is that Asuelu is.
Yeah.
I think he's serious and he wants to be here to do the work. I don't know if he can.
No, I don't think
I don't know if he understands what is happening.
I know.
But I think his heart is in the right place.
I kind of feel bad for him in that regard because I feel like he's just like really dumb. he just wants their family to work and he fucked it up to begin with and now he's like trying to fix it, but it's like it's done. But it's never going to go back together.
Please don't forget that he was 19 when he met Kalani or 21 when they got married.
Yep.
And she's from a different place. She, I think, also took advantage of him. She's never been a soft place to land for Asuelu. She's always been a battle axe. And so this whole thing is tortured and awful. And you both just need to break up. And I heard that Asuelu moved, I think, to Vegas.
Really?
And she's still in Southern California banging her Hapa boyfriend.
Of course. I wonder what their custody issue is like.
She's got the kids.
I mean, yeah, but like, is she going to be like Devin from 90 Day Fiancé and never let Asuelu see his kids ever again?
Asuelu's going to have to travel back to Southern California to see his kids. I mean, but that's what you signed up for. And you always get what you settle for. So if you're going to settle for Kalani or Kalani, if you're going to settle for Asuelu, then here we are.
Hello.
This is what we have.
Yep.
Shut your damn mouth. Moving on, we have this really poignant and I want to say emotional scene between Angela and one of the rando last resort therapists that I can't name because I don't care. The therapist has caught wind.
Yes.
That Angela practically assaulted Liz the night before because she's a drunk, creepy fool.
Yes.
And so the therapist trundles on over, wakes up Angela. She's got a fucking hangover. Angela comes out in her robe and sits down across from the therapist and they start to hash it out.
Yes. And the therapist sits her down and says, so I heard there was an incident last night and we need to talk to you about it. And Angela's first thought is like, who ratted on me? Like, you are nuts, dude. You are absolutely nuts. And I think in her talking head, she's like, whoever said something, well, they messed with the wrong bitch or something to that effect. I'm like, okay, so now there's going to be another fight that we're going to see inevitably in the future between you and probably Liz again, because you're probably going to accuse her. I don't know. But the anger management counseling is for Angela only. And Angela feels attacked by this. And Angela says, I feel like I'm the bad person because the therapist is coming to talk to me. And I'm like, Yes.
So then you get it.
You get it. Great job. Therapy's working.
Oh my God. She feels attacked that somebody would call her out on her bad behavior. She also is writing this weird story in her mind about what happened in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Like when Liz was saying that Ed is talking over me and not letting me get a word in edgewise, it reminds me, Angela's thinking, it reminds me of Michael and the shit that he says to me. And I just got really triggered and I got really upset. So what we learn is that anytime there's conflict around Angela, it triggers something in her, an ancient pain, if you will, the suffering that she's gone through all of her life, the knife in the kidneys. Oh, wrong show. But anytime anybody's arguing or if there's a problem, like she immediately goes into full on irrational overreaction. And she has this aha moment where she goes, aha, with her veneers. She goes, aha, that's my problem. That's what I need to fix. And here we go, Eureka.
I'm just like, this is a fake epiphany, though. This is just...
Surely you know that you're an awful person who overreacts by now.
Of course. If you're 70,000 years old, then I'm sure you would have figured that out by now. But she's never going to learn from it and change her behavior because she likes this part of herself. This is her defense mechanism for how terrible and awful she is. She has to be so disgusting to everybody else. And
she
so
doesn't
abusive.
think she's disgusting.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like,
she is so unconscious.
Yes.
It really disturbs me that there are unconscious people on our planet.
I know.
Just like walking around our planet, just fucking unconscious. Free radical people who are just bumping into everything. Other people, situations, experiences.
Preach.
And damaging people. And they don't even know they're doing it because they're unconscious.
Yep.
And none of us, in terms of humanity, can advance because of these fucking Neanderthals. Angela, you represent the Neanderthals of humanity. Like, wake up.
For real. Wake the fuck
Wake up.
You are so old. Like, how do you not see it by now? I can't stand her, dude.
I can't stand her either. This is a great place to take a break.
Know.
If you are watching on YouTube and you want to hear the entire audio podcast, no problem. All you have to do is search for Reality TV Cringe on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you want to see this full uncensored video version of the pod, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/realitytvcringe, and join the Glittergates Luxury Landfill with us, where you can see all of our video pod stuff and video reactions to our favorite shows.
Yeah, come in the dumpster. We'd love to have you.